of PlayStation 3 or PS3 collection and review. And that's my cat in the background. So anyone that owns PlayStation 3 will know they've got some good games, and anyone who owns a cat knows they like to walk around. Anyway, I've selected 10 different games that I'll be talking about and saying what I think's good or not so good about them. And in the future parts, I'll review the rest of the games that I own. So let's start with the first one. Sorry, it's not loud. And basically, this one is Enchanted Arms. It's a pretty good game. It's made by Ubisoft, is it? Yeah, Ubisoft. They make quite a lot of good games. Enchanted Arms, known in Japan as Enchanted Arm, or Enchanted Amu, or something like that, is a science fiction fantasy-based role-playing game developed and published from software for the Xbox 360, which is what I played it on originally, and the PlayStation 3. Since its released, it's quite a straightforward game. It's not too much of an open world game or an open area. You kind of have to go from place to place, battling monsters and then creating new monsters to use as your party members, to level up your party and the skills, things like that. And it's quite fun. The story of Enchanted Arms begins as Atsuma studies to become an enchanter along with his friends Makoto and Toya at Enchanters University in Yokohama City. When the three skip class to attend a local festival, an earthquake occurs and the man-made golems in the area become berserk and are now attacking people. Rushing back to the university, the three find that things are in chaos and that the mysterious sealed ward has been opened. While seeking to discover what has happened, the group meet up with the Queen of Ice, a devil golem sealed long ago. With her immense ether capability and regeneration power, she overpowers the three. She takes Toya as ice falls on Makoto. As a result, Atsuma fights her by using his right arm that turns into something out of the ordinary that could harm a devil golem. And I won't go into too much further because there's a lot of description of the game, but it's quite fun. The characters are quite fun, the art style and graphics are quite nice for quite an much earlier release game. And it's good for a random playthrough game. So, that one. And next one. As you may not know, or as you probably don't know because you don't know me at all, I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm not obsessed with it like I was when I was a kid growing up, but I still enjoy it. I like to watch TNA and also ROH, but I don't like WWE because it's like a stupid soap opera. Anyway, I really looked forward to this game. I looked forward to it so much. Being a big fan of SmackDown vs. Raw, mainly SmackDown vs. Raw 2009, because there was so much you could do in that game, and the control system was really good until they ruined it, I think, with the last bunch of WWE 12, 13 and 14 games and so on. I was really looking forward to this because I was watching TNA for a few years, about 5 years at the time. It's been longer than that now, like twice as long. And I thought, God, TNA is going to make a game, TNA Impact. Anyone who watches TNA Impact will know some of the guys there. AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Booker T, who left and went back to WWE, Sting, who actually debuted in WWE the other day, so I had. I really looked forward to it. My friend bought it. He bought it on the, I think he got it on the PlayStation 3. He brought his console around and we played it, and within 45 minutes I was bored of it already. The controls were weird and hard to do the moves, and the reversal system seemed... I found it very unpredictable to use the reversal system, to pull off reversals and counters. Is that Christian? Yeah, it's Christian. Good old Christian. I thought it'd be a really good game, and it just wasn't. And as far as I'm aware, they had another game scheduled. But as far as I'm aware, it got dropped because Time Warner bought TNA, as far as I'm aware. And then basically the game that was supposed to come out after this wasn't included with what Time Warner bought. At least that's what I read on Wikipedia. Could be wrong. And yes, that's about all there is to say about that. Unfortunately, good that it was made, not so good that it sucked. Anyway, brings to our next game, Dead Island. A lot of people didn't like this game. I did like it. I played it a lot about a year ago, because I only bought my PlayStation 3 about 1 year ago. Was it more than a year ago? I think it was more than a year ago. I've had one for about a year and a half, something like that. And when I bought it, I played it every day, all the time. Because when PlayStation 3s were cool to have, I couldn't afford one. And I always said, I'll buy one when they go down in price. And I finally found one who's... someone sold me one of theirs. They had two, so they sold me one for £90, I think it was. And by that time, every game was already out to buy, so, and it was cheaper as well, so that was good. There was always that. And I got into this game quite a lot. A lot of people don't like it. My friend hates it with a passion. And for anyone that doesn't like it, they're more than entitled to that opinion. Because although I liked it, there's things that aren't good about it. Mainly the inventory system. I don't know why, but even when you max out the skill that lets you carry more, you can only hold up to 20 weapons. You can hold other items, lots of them, but when it comes to the weapons, you can only hold 20 at a time. And about 8 of those do you want to have equipped. So you can only really hold 12 or something like that. Then you have to go back and find a vendor or somebody to sell things to, or go back to your storage and switch things around. So it's really stupid for that. They should have made it just 13, just so you can hold like 10 more additional weapons. But other than that, I mean, if you're bored and you're looking for a zombie killing game where you can drive around and run them over and run from place to place and like pick up food and batteries and barbed wire and different plans to mod your weapons and stuff, it can be fun. Especially if you play multiplayer, it can be a lot more fun. I mainly just played it on my own, but it's quite fun. You start on the tropical island of Hanoi. It's been struck by a relentless zombie outbreak, and you're caught in the midst of it. Survive the terror, explore the mystery, and maybe you will make it out of paradise alive. But it's got a lot of crafting options for weapons. You can fight with friends in co-op or multiplayer. And yeah. It's quite a fun game. And if you can find a little secret area, which is not really that secret, then there is someone that's supposed to be Jason Voorhees, I think. Or at least modelled after him. And yeah, there's also some developer weapons which are really hard to find, but they're quite fun. One of them's a baseball bat which sends enemies flying. One of them's a dagger which makes zombies like puke and stuff. And another one is the hand of something, which is basically the Emperor's. It's dark, the lightning of the dark side. And next game. Not too much to review here, kind of the same old thing. Dead Island Riptide, which is the sequel to Dead Island, but not the sequel to Dead Island 2. Which, I'm not looking forward to, but I'm anticipating it just a little bit. Anticipating whether they've increased the frickin' inventory size, because that for me is a big deal in the game. But they've probably made it a lot better. And on this game, you start in a boat, if I remember correctly, and eventually you get to an island, and that's where the rest of the adventure takes place. I haven't completed this one. I've finished the first Dead Island. I haven't finished this game, and I haven't ever played this one multiplayer either. So at some point I'll rinse through it and destroy it. And then Warriors Uwachi 3. This game is really fun. I think it is. It's not the most recent in the series, but I think it's fairly close. There is an endless, absolutely endless amount of characters in this game. There's probably like 50 characters or something. Maybe a bit less, maybe a lot more. But the graphics are nice, the control system's easy to use, but it's a lot more simple than Dynasty Warriors. I mean, it's less simple than Dynasty Warriors even. There's a few more extra kind of things you can do. You play as 3 characters at once. I have a look at the list of characters I'm actually saying, and you also fight like a Hydra dragon, which is quite cool. Let's just try and find the characters. Probably won't have too much for that. Lu Bu is a ridiculously hard character to find the battle for to unlock him in, but when you do, he is a really cool character to play as. And then there is, if I say his name correctly, probably won't, Ryu Harabushi, Hayabasa, the guy from Ninja Gaiden. He's one of the characters in this game, and a franchise I really like, which I'll be covering in part 2 or 3 of these set of videos, is basically Sengoku Basara. There is 2 characters, or maybe a few more, that are in this game. Unfortunately, one of my favourite ones, the dude who uses 3 swords in each hand or something like that, In this game he uses a sword in one hand and a gun in the other. Didn't really get it, but okay. But there's a countless amount of characters you can play as in this game, so it's really fun. And you can play it online, or if you have a friend and another control pad, you can always play it like that as well. And then we come to Bleach. I really thought this game should have been multiplayer. It's not even 2-player with a friend if you use a control pad, which I think sucks. But I mean, when I got it, I told one of my friends who watches a lot of anime, including Bleach, that I got this game, and he said, "Oh my god, you're not going to know anything that's happening in the cutscenes and all that kind of stuff." And I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm probably never going to watch all of Bleach. But I do like, what is his name? I forget his name, but he's that guy. If you can tell what I mean right from the back of it. I think it's that guy. He's really big and he seems to not feel pain very much. Senpoko or something. I can't remember his name because I didn't watch the show enough, but it was a fun game. I still haven't completed this game either. I've got quite far, but I haven't beat it yet. And once again, the graphics are quite nice. And if you look, next one, similar kind of game as the last two. We have an upside down. That might be better. And this one, One Piece Pirate Warriors. And my cat is actually watching me make this video. Kitty, hi. Yeah. You're now in the video. Make Miss Kitty famous. Who's a good girl? Who's a good girl? Yeah, you're a good girl. Oh, yes you are. I'll get back on with the video. Next we have One Piece Pirate Warriors. I haven't played much of this game as I'd like to, because it's quite fun. It seems pretty good. 1 to 2 players, and has network features. I never played it online, but I had one of my friends come around and play it before. And it seems like it follows the series. You can play as all of the characters from the series, including Yuffie and Zoro and the rest of them. So that one's quite good. And then we come to a game which took up a lot of my time when I bought it, Borderlands 2. And I got the nice 3D kind of box. Don't know if you can hear that. It's all 3D. I actually spent a bit of money on this as well, buying 2 of the expansions. I think there was another 5 expansions at least. But I really enjoyed this game, especially playing as either the commando or the bio girl that could summon the robot. And they were my 2 favourite characters. The characters are very funny in this game. The dialogue that people say is very good. The enemy, the main badass of the game, Jack, I think his name was Jack, he is hilarious, and it's just an all-round good game. Get ready for a ride on the wild side. As one of 4 new Vault Hunters, which you play as a Vault Hunter, seeking treasure and mayhem on the untamed planet of Pandora. Face off against massive new worlds, creatures, psychos, and the evil mastermind, Handsome Jack. That's the one. It's fun and addictive. You can play it with friends, or you can play it online. There's like a bajillion weapons. Hello. Can I help you? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, darling. Someone likes attention. and I completed this game a couple of times, and then I went on to the harder mode, which is a lot harder, but I still haven't got my character maximum level, which I do want to do, but that is a fun game. And I'm also looking forward to playing the next, I think there's two came out. There's the pre-sequel which came out, which I really want to play, and there's also another one, Tales of the something, or Tale of the Borderlands, I can't remember. Next one we have here is Nier. Nier is a follow-up from, as far as I'm aware, it takes place on the same planet and world as Drakengard 1 and 2. Drakengard is my favourite game series that was released on the PlayStation 2. Drakengard 1 was awesome, really fun, lots of weapons to get. You level up at the end of each levels and things like that. And you can play as one character, but you get other characters which you can switch to for a certain amount of time, and they do different attacks. Drakengard 2 was an absolute vast improvement on the movement system, the control system. You could equip a few more things than just weapons, and you leveled up during combat instead of at the end of each stage, which was really good. But the storyline is really great, and this game was very big on storyline. I found it really drew you in. It wasn't a big hit. They didn't really try and push the game as much as I think they should have done, and it didn't get hurdled too much. I just randomly came across the information that it was related to Drakengard, so I went out and I bought it. I actually bought it online, ordered it off of Amazon, and it's about a guy who wants to heal his sick daughter who has a disease which is kind of like a dark force plague. Nothing is as it seems. The voracious black squall plague, that's what it was called. The black squall plague has all but exterminated humanity, ending civilization and twisting the world beyond recognition. Across the ruined landscape strides Nier, hell-bent on finding a cure for his infected daughter. With keen blade in hand and mighty allies at his side, he is heading into the very heart of darkness. There he will learn the truth about the accursed plague, his child and himself. It's quite funny as well, because you have a talking book, which is basically your magic power, which decides to help you, basically. And there's a whole bunch of weapons in the game. It's nothing like Drakengard in a way, but there was a few things which, there's a couple of weapons which look like they're from Drakengard 1 and 2, and also I'll cover Drakengard 1 and 2 at some point, probably at some point when I cover Drakengard 3 as well. Anyway, we'll talk about those another time. But it's a really good storyline. I found it really in depth. The parts that were supposed to make you feel sad or depressed and feel for the characters I actually bought into, which I don't a lot. Most of the time I just think, yeah, you know, to heck with this stuff, I just want to play the game. But I really enjoyed the storyline this one. So if you like storyline, progression of the explanation of the character and the areas that you are encountering and exploring and finding, then I would recommend this game. I actually think this is a better game than Drakengard 3, which was nothing like Drakengard 1 and 2. And if it comes to the last one, I actually bought my PC as one of the reasons being for this game. This was a game which actually was still not released by the time I got a PS3. The game was never going to be released, but then eventually was. And I even have the limited edition artwork book where I paid extra for the game, and I even paid extra to have it shipped within 2 days, I think. It's called Dragon's Crown, and it's just a fun game. If you ever liked Streets of Rage or Final Fight, but you also like role-playing games and changing your equipment and upgrading it and leveling up, it's a lot of fun. Can get a bit repetitive, but I played it for at least a week solid, I think, when I bought it. And I completed it, and then I think I completed it on hard mode, and then I think I stopped playing it when I got to the next difficulty setting. But the artwork's very nice. The women have either incredibly hourglass shaped physiques, or if you play as the sorceress, well, if you've played this game before, you'll know about her upper body size of her breasts, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, exactly. And then when it comes to the warriors, they are chiseled as if Hercules looks small compared to them. Some characters are a lot more complex to play as than others, but it just makes the game more diverse, really. I haven't played it for quite a long time, but it was really fun, and I will play it again at some point, but probably only when I actually have friends to play it with. That also have nothing better to do with their time than, you know, play some multiplayer games which have been around for some time now. I think this game's been out about a year, but it was one game that I actually had to wait for to be released when I got my PS3. And that's about it. So, if you like any of these games, feel free to talk about them in the comments below. If you don't like them, or any of them in particular, feel free to say that too. And if there's any games that I may have a chance of owning that you'd like me to review in future parts 2, 3 and 4 and so on, then feel more than free to make any recommendations or suggestions. And that's all for now. And happy gaming in the future. I'll see you again in part 2.